Rumor has it that the XDefiant player numbers are decreasing. The game came in with a bang, but things have been pretty quiet regarding XDefiant even after the first major update. Let's chop it up. If this is your first time here, welcome, and if you dig the video, consider subscribing as we chase down our first 1K subs here on the channel. And if you are returning, welcome back. Feel free to light up the comment section as you go along. Let's get rolling. So there is no surefire way to know how the XDefiant player numbers are looking at this point. I did do some digging, and unfortunately, no real intel. However, there has been some apprehension about the longevity of XDefiant. Taking a peek at a couple of comments from my comment section here on the channel, quoting this one here, takes these guys months to add S&D, and you have faith in this game lasting, it'll be shut down next year. I think that might be a little bit of an extreme take. I am not invalidating it, but a lot of the FPS community don't necessarily like one life game modes. A good chunk of us do, myself included, but a lot of players do like respawn more than the one life game modes like search and destroy. Could be domination, could be capture the flag, could be something as simple as team deathmatch. But I don't think the game will be shut down in a year for one, and definitely not for that reason. Another one here says XDefiant has creativity, but I just don't see any innovation here. There are ideas from the past that are just being ripped and tossed into XDefiant without being built upon. All I ask is just innovate upon what we have now, because I don't want to play a game that is just a carbon copy of an existing IP. That is a 100% valid take, because the bread and butter of XDefiant is pretty much influenced by other games such as Watch Dogs and Rainbow Six Siege. But Twitch numbers are a decent indicator of people who are invested in the game. I am not saying that the Twitch numbers absolutely reflect the players playing XDefiant right now. I understand that. Again, it is a decent indicator, heavy on the word decent, of people who are invested in the game. At the time I'm recording this video, XDefiant only had about 2.1k views on Twitch, and the highest amount of viewers on Twitch of an XDefiant streamer was only 180 views. And I think that is pretty underwhelming. Now, I do understand Twitch is not Steam, it's not PlayStation, but right now, this is really the only indicator we have as far as people being invested in the game. But there is this thing called trends, so definitely keep that in mind. But what's really happening here? I can say whenever there is a patch with XDefiant, the game does feel just a little bit better. My take is this is what's going to take the game a long way. If you're working on something and there's a problem, it's not realistic for the problem just to be gone and everything is all of a sudden perfect. Again, that is not realistic. And I am not a game developer in any way. I do not know how things go behind the scenes, but I would assume this is some pretty tedious work. But with anything you do, you should always try to make it just a little bit better than the last time. If they keep patching things up, making sure every patch feels a little bit better, this game has the potential to do really well long term. Now, another thing to consider with all of this, at the time I'm recording this, it is late July. It's summertime. That means it's festival season. A lot of people are taking vacations or just spending time outdoors. I don't know about you guys, but here in the Chicagoland area, it seems to be the first normal summer since the whole beer bug situation, if you know what I mean. But obviously, after summer wraps up and people start to spend more time indoors, we do have Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on the horizon. But I have said on the channel countless times before, I don't think the Call of Duty and XDefiant developers are fighting for each other's communities like a lot of us think so. Something I can say that the community is absolutely not happy with XDefiant is the netcode. Netcode is a term used to describe the networking technology behind multiplayer online games. This is the system that manages communication between game servers and clients, ensuring that players' actions are synchronized across different devices. When gamers talk about good or bad netcode, they're usually referring to how well the game handles this synchronization. Good netcode results in smooth gameplay with minimal lag, while a bad netcode can cause issues like input delay, desynchronization, and just overall latency. There are different types of netcode such as delay-based and rollback netcode, each with its own approach to handling latency and synchronization. To piggyback off of the netcode situation, this is ultimately why a lot of players feel that the hit detection is off in XDefiant. Hit detection in gaming refers to the process of determining whether an attack or action has successfully made contact with the target. This is crucial for maintaining an immersive and overall satisfying gaming experience. Not even just with FPS games, but it could also be fighting games as well. Some players also feel that there is a lack of content, such as factions and game modes. But at this point in time, I do think we have plenty of factions and plenty of game modes to choose from. Once again, no, we don't have the bomb mode just yet, and we did just get the newly added GS Commando faction, so I do think things are happening slowly but surely. Us gamers are just impatient as shit. Ultimately, I think that's just what that's about. But saying that to say, I personally do still feel like something is missing, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Is the game fun? Absolutely. It can get dry pretty fast when you aren't playing with friends though, but in today's day and age, that is the case for a lot of games, especially multiplayer games. This game does have some really dope cosmetics such as the faction skins, weapon camos. I think the newly added mastery camos look very good, by the way. Developers full on crushed it with those camos. And there is a lot of variety in the game when it comes to factions and weapon choices. When you load into a game, most of the time you do see a variety of different things. You usually don't join a lobby and then see 6 cleaners factions on the other team or even your team. That is one thing I like about XDefiant. And again, a lot of the times we are all using different guns. Yes, shotguns are annoying, but it is adding some variety to the game. That is something that I think is very important in FPS gaming, especially casually. In rank play and competitive, I do think it's a different story, but casually, let things be a free-for-all, still with a certain degree of balance, of course. One minor thing could be the absence of kill cams. Developers have stated that kill cams are in the works, but we haven't gotten any more additional insight other than that. Another thing that might be a big deal for some players is that we don't have the search and destroy type game mode expected to come to XDefiant called Bomb. Again, we know that it is in the works. It is actually anticipated to make its way into the game this season, so maybe we can hope to see this during a mid-season update if XDefiant is taking this approach. So going back to that comment from my comment section at the top of the video, I think this is pretty valid, but does this mean the game is dead? I don't think so. And at this point, I'm not saying that XDefiant is going to be the next big thing in FPS gaming, but it does have the potential to do really well. I think it's all about execution at this point. If you have any idea of what may be missing from XDefiant, feel free to let us know down in the comment section. Is there anything you would add? Is there anything you would take out? And where do you think developers are crushing it? If you want more intel on XDefiant's search and destroy type game mode called Bomb, check out this video here for more additional insight, or you can check out this video here regarding an XDefiant weapon tier list influenced by Dexterdo. Again, I want to make it clear, in that video, a lot of people seem to think that I made that tier list. That tier list was influenced by Dexterdo.com. But go ahead and check it out. That was a dope video. Thank you all for your time. All y'all take care, and I'm out.